The suspect in the second assassination attempt, the media, by the way, is sort of reveling in the number of assassination attempts racking up, in my opinion, which is disturbing in itself. So this guy, Ryan Routh, he tried to bring down President Trump. He laughed and smiled ahead of his first court appearance in Florida on Monday. Wearing jail scrubs and shackles on his wrists and ankles, walked into the courtroom and laughed and smiled about 3 to 4 times when he was speaking to his court-appointed attorney before the hearing began. When they arrested him, he put up no resistance at all.
I know. I
watching that video.
I saw the arrest.
Zero. So
what is he going to do?
I just made a connection. Hang on a second.
All right.
Think this one through. He's laughing and joking and smiling and everything. And when he's arrested, he puts up no fight or anything at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's happening right now that might have made him all laughing and smiling and cocky and self-confident?
He probably thought he was going to get sent over to the DOJ.
And the custody of the FBI.
Correct.
And right now the FBI is like, you have to release custody of him. DeSantis' people are saying no. So,
and that's not being covered in the media.
It is not being covered. We had a hard time finding that.
Yeah.
That little factoid right there, I just connected that in my feeble little mind. But that's a heck of a coincidence that he was really relaxed about being picked up. And now the DOJ and the FBI is like hot to trot to get this guy.
I mean, what's that guy going to do? He's built like olive oil with a penis. I mean, I'm serious. What the hell is he going to do?
Oh, Popeye!
I'm serious. You look at the guy.
Olive oil with a penis. Wow. No, I think there's something here. I do, because we have a problem with this Ralph character because like the first shooter, this bozo was in a BlackRock commercial too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're way beyond coincidence here.
I'm afraid so.
I mean,
wait, but there's more.
But there's more.
But there's more. I forgot to pull this clip. There's this famous chef guy who has cooked for the Obamas, and he's cooking for the Harris Waltz campaign right now, and he's cooked for like Clinton and a whole bunch of these other people that are on this particular Washington, D.C. A-list, right? Mm. And there's a picture of him all buddy-buddy with Zelensky.
Ah.
And then there's a picture of him with this shooter, who's a construction contract company owner from Hawaii.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, let's just get
with a criminal record.
He was convicted of a felony, and he had a string of misdemeanors that probably could have been. He probably pled down to a misdemeanor to avoid felony convictions. But I will say, he got caught with a machine gun. He was probably in his mid to late 20s. It was like 20 years ago.
Dude's 58 now. Come on.
Okay, you're right. 38.
Dude's 58.
You should have known better. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you a pass up to about 22.
Yeah.
Because, I've dealt with many soldiers between 18 and 22, and they're straight up dumbass.
We had to go to war or go to jail.
Yeah.
We had an actual go to war, go to jail. He was sitting in the entrance at the headquarters when we came in, and we were back from I think we were coming back from Southeast Asia, and we were all like fucked up, and we had all of our gear on and stuff like that. We walked in, and we're like, through the door, and he's like,
go to war, go to jail.
This is going to be bad.
That used to be a thing back in the day,
yeah.
And with the recruiting numbers how they are, it's going to probably happen again.
So, with all of these coincidences, this is a posited theory here. He has this prehistory of crime, right?
Correct.
What if the DOJ had gone to him and said, we'll brush all this under the table, but you're our bitch now?
I mean, it's plausible.
Or FBI or Hillary's entity, whatever Hillary's entity may be. I think she has an FBI within the FBI of her own.
All right, and I'm going to make another prediction right here.
Okay, do it.
I bet you they're going to go to a federal attorney or federal judge and try to pressure Florida to turn the guy over to the DOJ.
I believe they're already doing that.
Well, we'll see.
I think this guy is going to get memory hold.
Yep. Well, they're trying to memory hole him.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope DeSantis does not allow that.
They've already done that with the first shooter.
Yes, they have.
They've already done that. And
But the thing is, if DeSantis maintains custody of him,
yeah,
runs through the whole trial, gets all the information, it's going to be a lot harder to memory hold that than the guy who got killed on that big
that's
jet.
why FBI is racing to get this guy.
Yep.
Now, the other thing that is extremely likely, in my opinion, is this guy gets Jack Rubied.
Yeah, that could happen.
On his way to prison. Oh, some patriot did a patriot thing and killed this man because he's bad.
Or
And now it goes away.
the prison system
Yeah.
in Florida, bad.
I don't know. I've never been in it.
From what I've heard,
that's fair.
He can get tore up from the floor up down there, and he ain't built for fighting.
Yeah.
Just saying.
There you go. That's true. He is not built for fighting. He's built for fishing. You don't want to know.
Yep.
So no cameras were permitted inside the federal court hearing in West Palm Beach, Florida, regarding charges of his possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. There we go. The weapon's serial number was obliterated.
Yep.
Was scratched off.
They can get that back.
Here's the thing. In the state of Michigan, the law reads in such a way that if you are caught removing a serial number, that is a crime. But having a weapon that does not have a serial number on it is not in itself a crime.
All right. The only way you can truly remove a serial number from a weapon is you have to drill it out and then tap it again with aluminum on top of that. Then you buff it, and you'll never get that out of there. Because if he did not do that and he just obliterated it, they can buff it smooth, and there are some there's some acids and other techniques that can raise the serial number to get it.
By the way, FBI special agents freaking frack, this is purely instructional and educational. Nobody's advising anybody do anything like this. So please sit the hell back down and enjoy your Red Bull and sadness.
Listen,
thank you.
It was common knowledge in the Army. It's not like a new thing.
No. I realize that, but we have to put the disclaimer in there because YouTube will go, they're telling people how to fix weapons.
Yeah, I got you.
And then you got
it. But I mean,
agents.
I'm just telling you.
I know.
I mean, that's an actual thing.
Yeah. Roth appeared fully engaged and answered all the questions from the judge during the about 10-minute long hearing on Monday. He will be formally arraigned on September 30th. Basically, this was the in-processing hearing with the judge. You get the initial arraignment where you just go in and go, you know why you're here? Yeah. You understand that you're fucked? Yeah. So do you want to make any statements right now? Not really. Thank you.
Yeah,
okay. Here's the date for the arraignment.
Lawyer.
Yeah. Lawyer.
I don't know, man. I think they're going to hammer this dude.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to throw a bunch of federal charges at him. The thing is, DeSantis was on the mic earlier today. Pop and I were watching it, saying these are all state charges, every single one of them. Even the attempted murder is a state charge, and Florida is right. And DeSantis is asserting states' rights in a case like this, which is hopeful, in my opinion.
Well,
DeSantis has other issues that I don't like, but this is a good one.
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
It is indeed.
Florida has possession of them, and he can literally say, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So on Monday, the judge read the potential penalties for each charge. The first offense carries a maximum sentence of 15 years. Second offense carried a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison and supervised release. Ralph responded yes if he understood. When asked if he understood the penalties, judge also asked Ralph if he was able to afford his own defense attorney or needed a public defender. Ralph says he does not have enough income. When asked by a judge, he says he makes about $3,000 a month, has zero savings, and owns zero real estate. Odd, because the guy was a construction contractor in Hawaii, where those guys make considerable bank. I happen to know one.
Yes, and I do believe he owns property out there.
Yeah, who has talked about it extensively. Hi, Johnny. At any rate, yeah, that's not a very solid story to me. It sounds like he hid all of his assets in his kid or something. So there's the actual cover sheet for the criminal complaint. Let's see here. U.S. Attorney Adam McMichael asked that Ralph remain in custody. Derp.
Yep.
The prosecution asked that a detention hearing be held in 3 days. The defense sought 5 days to better prepare. Prepare for what? The guy was caught lying in the grass with an automatic weapon, semi-automatic weapon, 2 bulletproof vests, a GoPro, and had been there for 12 hours, according to his cell phone data.
And somebody actually took a picture of him.
Yeah, fleeing
to his car, and then they got the license plate on the car.
That, however, is going to go down as one of the best courtroom sketches I've ever seen. That looks like a Saturday Night Live courtroom sketch.
It looks like a marionette.
It's like the Joker's being put on trial.
Yeah.
It looks a little like a caricature of Jerry Seinfeld.
Or so, yeah, like if the Joker and Jerry Seinfeld had really angry drunk sex one night.
I'm just curious where this is. If
Oh,
they do,
God, I don't need that image in my mind.
Too late.
I'm just curious what else is going to come out once they really dig into this.
Well, I think that's, again, why the feds are trying so hard to get him away from there. Ralph was arrested Sunday afternoon after authorities spotted a rifle barrel poking out of the shrubbery. We'll be going over this in detail. Stay till the end for classroom lessons on this. Secret Service agents stationed a few holes up from where Trump was playing golf noticed the muzzle of the AK rifle sticking through the shrubbery that lines the Don't put your barrel out the window. They only do that in the movies.
At 400 yards away. Okay, hang on here. Okay. Thank God these guys are idiots. All right. I'm just going to put that out there.
Please don't put your barrel out the window like that.
These guys are morons.
Yeah.
And that first one, I think Trump, that was divine intervention.
I agree. He turned his head at literally exactly the correct millisecond.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is carry on.
I'm just saying that, he cut a hole in the fence, laid in the bushes.
Yes.
And nobody saw him until they saw the rifle. It seems kind of fishy to me. Like, oh, I see a rifle sticking out of bushes from a quarter mile away.
Look, Larry, a rifle. Yeah, it doesn't. You're right. That doesn't
Sounds kind of fishy.
Tremendously plausible.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think he had a full Secret Service detail either. And there is some hooty-doo going on about funding his Secret Service protection.
Roll a D6 theory number 2 for the night.
Correct.
There was a Secret Service detail. On that Secret Service detail somewhere, I believe there's a mole. I believe there's a mole in that Secret Service detail somewhere. But I'll bet you there's at least 1 or 2 good guys on that Secret Service detail. Here's my theory.
Uh-huh.
They're guarding the golf course, and it just so happens to be Agent Good Guy who goes, "Is that a rifle barrel?"
Yeah.
And the other Secret Service agents are like, "God damn it."
Yeah.
Shit.
Everyone starts shooting.
Now they don't have any choice. They've got to do something about it because Agent Good Guy saw the barrel.
Yeah. And I believe 2 agents actually engaged him in small arms fire.
That was what I heard as well. And then he took off. Somebody got a picture of the license plate, and he sort of almost got away.
Well, if nobody saw him withdraw, he could have actually gotten away. He could have got away with this.
If he had not had the rifle barrel out there and decided to abort, he absolutely would have gotten away.
That, and if he would have taken some precautions to cover his license plate or do something like that.
Yeah. Basic tactical behavior. So
it's tradecraft.
There you go. Secret Service agents stationed a few holes up from Trump was playing golf noticed the muzzle of the rifle sticking through the shrubbery. Despite authorities initially describing the weapon as an AK-style rifle, that's because authorities and news people wouldn't know an AK rifle if you beat them to death with one. Court documents obtained by Fox says it was an SKS.
Yes.
That rifle that he had with him. We happen to have an expert on the subject with us most nights.
Yeah, most nights. If it all depends upon how much I'm drinking.
In the affidavit attached to criminal complaint, an FBI agent wrote that based on his training and knowledge, that type of rifle is not manufactured in Florida, indicating probable cause to believe the SKS rifle seized from the tree line had previously traveled in interstate or foreign commerce. This is what the reason I'm reading this part, which is boring as fuck, has a point. This is what they're using to say it's a federal matter. Interstate or foreign commerce.
Okay, well,
they're claiming that the rifle,
if they can actually pin it, the rifle coming back from Ukraine with him, then yes. But if they can't prove that, they don't know.
No, what they have to prove is that the rifle was carried over a state line deliberately for this act.
Correct.
Which is what DeSantis is standing on.
Well, and he should.
Yeah, because they won't be able to prove that. How do you prove that this guy brought a rifle into Florida specifically to do this?
Correct.
He would have to have knowledge of him having this weapon in another state at another time.
Well, all it takes is for them to have a picture of him with that rifle in another state. And then
Okay,
there you
produce
go.
the picture.
That's right.
Huh. I
But
just had an epiphany here. Remember when the leftards got all butthurt about Kyle Rittenhouse, quote unquote, taking the rifle over state lines?
Yeah,
Correct.
yes,
These people,
correct.
the same people complaining about that would be cheering for this alleged weapon that may or may not have crossed state lines.
Oh.
Just
Correct.
putting that out
You
there.
make a very fine point. That is a very good point.
Yep.
An agent fired and Ralph dropped the rifle and fled in an SUV, leaving the firearm behind along with 2 backpacks, an aiming scope, and a GoPro camera.
Never fired and only dropped once.
Was he French? He does not look French. Oh, God. Let's see here. Authorities say witness spotted and snapped a photo of Ralph coming out of the bushes and hopping into a car. So let's go through a couple of fast facts here on this one.
How old is this? Is this a day old?
This is yesterday's.
Yesterday. Okay.
This is yesterday's. I believe so. Today.
All right. Oh, okay.
Secret Service opened fire on the suspect. The suspect, Ryan Roth, fled the scene but was later apprehended. Roth was charged in a federal court with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in possession of a firearm with an obliterated number. More charges are expected. Roth may have lurked for nearly 12 hours near the golf course. That's what they got that off your phone records. So Pay attention to this. They knew where he was for 12 hours by pulling his cell phone data.
They actually ping your phone all the time, and the cell phone company knows where you are, what the hell you're doing.
Yes.
They're probably listening to you.
Yes.
Though the government technically is not supposed to spy on you. They just pay the phone company to get your information, and you're fucked.
They have AI listening for marketing words.
Yes.
We know this is true.
Yeah.
Now, I've covered this a lot in the past. During my SIGINT time, one of the things I did was what's called an asset manager. And the asset manager's job on a battlefield is I have X number of platforms. I've got 3 helicopters. I've got 6 4-man teams. I've got 8 vehicles. And I've got 1 freaking J-Stars overhead. My job was to coordinate all of those so you had 24/7 coverage of the battle space.
Mm-hmm.
You can't cover the whole thing all the time.
No, you can't.
Now, the same applies with your cell phones. While they can have AI listening for anything they want, it takes actual people to go through and listen to all the stuff that gets said. They don't have the resources to do that all of the time. You've got to do something or say something that pops.
You got to raise up on the list.
Yes. You've got to bubble to the top.
Yeah, you got to bubble to the top, and then they ram it in your ass.
It is true that they don't monitor Joe Blow 24/7. That is, they just simply don't have the assets for that.
But like for instance, if you are suspected of a crime, you can actually subpoena your location data from your company and use it in court.
That is absolutely correct. I do that all the time.
Yeah. So all they got to do is go, hey, Joe Blow the ass bag. Can we have his records, please?
Yeah.
And where the hell has he been? Okay. Oh, he was in the area.
It's to the point where there are 3 or 4 firms in Detroit, and it's not necessarily me. It's the attorneys that I work for. There are several law firms in Detroit that no longer bother our firm with that question because we always end up coming back with the cell phone records, which puts the client, the plaintiff, at the scene at the time. So, because most of our clients do not go anywhere without their cell phone.
And they keep those records for a while.
Yes, that is correct. So there are several law firms in the city of Detroit that don't even bother with that question anymore. They're like, we know it's going to happen. Leave it alone. Don't bother.
Yeah, we got it.
President Biden said Secret Service needs more help after the second Trump assassination attempt. What President Biden is saying, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it is not the truth nor meant to represent the facts, is that the Secret Service agents need to be better at choosing their hitmen.
Yeah, I would have to say.
There, I said it.
Yeah. Well, I would think maybe it's not. Listen, something is not adding up here. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the plot goes a lot higher. This is just my opinion. I literally think we have the 30-pound brains directly influencing the DOJ to make stupid shit like this happen. Because the marionette in chief, who's got a hand up his ass because he's a sock puppet,
Mhm.
and then you got Kamala heels up Harris.
Yeah.
She's not doing this shit. This is coming from somewhere else.
Oh, it's absolutely coming from somewhere else. Neither of them is capable of anything like this.
Because let's just boil it down to dollars here, okay? The political machine that is in place right now, whoever's pulling the strings has spent a lot of money over decades to have leverage and the ability to do what they're doing now. And if Trump gets in, he quite literally could destroy all of that, and they'll have to start over.
It will at least set them back 10 or 20 years at a minimum. So what I believe Trump is, and I am vehemently against cult of personality, because one, it's just a dumb idea. Stop worshiping people in a suit.
That's right.
It's dumb. Don't do it. Trump has managed to shine himself up to be the beacon for what everybody is thinking anyway, which is we're really sick of these Bolshevik shitbags.
He said Bolshevik.
Drink.
I did, didn't I? We're really sick of these guys. We're really sick of communism. We're really sick of your fake, weird, tranny stuff. We're really tired of all of this stuff. And Trump is like a lamp for this. And if they don't take him off the map, people are really going to start believing that they can defeat this stuff, which, sorry about this, the Bolsheviks can't have.
Drink.
Stop talking about stir fries in the Rumble chat. You're making me fucking hungry. So Trump was at a rally in Flint today in Michigan, and Flint is pretty much kind of a Democrat city in the core. It's an urban, sophisticate center.
Yeah, not around it. It's not.
Not around it. It's
No.
not. The rally was huge.
Yeah.
But I think they want him taken off the board because specifically he gets people thinking maybe we can win.
Well, first of all right, you have the minorities and the other individuals who've been crushed by the legal system over the past 40 years. And they've been complaining about how they get charges stacked and they're not really getting representation. They're going to prison for nothing, victimless crimes. And then they turn around and they did that to the former president. So a lot of those people in that group are like, you know what? I think I'm going to vote for that guy because he knows my pain.
Yeah.
He knows the struggle. He's going through it right now.
Yeah. Shooting it was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Shooting him surviving that was a huge
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now.
blow to the deep state.
I mean, I was never a super fan of Trump. I like his economic policies.
Yep.
But when after he got shot, he raised his hand and said, "Fight." I'm like, okay. All I could do is respect that.
And he did something today, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
It's yesterday.
That military guys will just automatically respect. Somebody tried to shoot this dude twice. Twice in one summer. Somebody tried to shoot this guy. And he tweets 0-2. Military guys will respect that because it's that dark humor that we use to deal with, hey, I almost got shot in the head twice today. 0-2, bitches.
It's the same humor I use to save your guys' lives.
Yeah.
And that
exactly the same thing.
Dark humor.
Yep.
And I think for that tweet, he needs one of these.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.